Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Well, my name is Teri Hunter. Today is Monday, September 27th, 2021, and I'm here with your Pick an Angel card reading. What these readings are to help you hone your intuition, to allow you to pose a question to spirit, and then let your intuition lead you to reading number 1, 2, or 3 as to what would be most appropriate for you. So I'm just going to jump in with angel reading number 1, and I hope that you enjoy these. So our first angel combination in the foundational position is Rosetta and the Love card. In our opportunity and or our obstacle, we have Oceana and the Wealth card. In the angel's advice, we have Serena and the Novice. And in the final position, we have the Letting Go card and we have Azure. What this means for those of you that picked angel reading number 1, basically what Spirit is saying is that Rosetta represents teaching children, parenting children, guiding children, and then there's a love card. I believe that this is referring to your inner child and what it is that you want to experience and what you love, whether it be creating a family, creating a career, creating a garden in your backyard. I don't really care. This is about allowing yourself the privilege to going into the place where children believe that anything is possible, that they can be, magical, that princesses and superheroes, because in the opportunity or the obstacle is Oceana, the card of trusting your emotional body. And here's the harmonious wealth card. This represents money, but it also represents harmonious wealth, where I am feeling and thriving in my emotional body, my physical body, my mental body, my financial body, my intimate body, my familiar body. Because Oceana is bravely following the light up through her emotional body towards her destiny. And here we see the whale, and the whale represents our soul's calling. So this is your opportunity and or your obstacle, because in the angel's advice is a new beginning. And in some ways, this new beginning will usher in more material security and resources, but it'll come through a sense of serenity. Serena talks about money being available, but God is in charge of how that money will show up. And this is in direct relationship to following your emotional body to what it is that you love. Because in the final position, for those of you that picked angel reading number 1, we have Azure saying your desired outcome will happen in the near future. Have patience and faith and don't try to force it. Force is a resistant energy. And the letting go card for me is very much the song Let It Go from the movie Frozen. It's funny how some distance makes everything look small, and the fears that once controlled me can't get to me at all. It's time to see what I can do to test limits, to break through. No right, no wrong, no rules for me. Because for those of you that picked angel reading number 1, as you follow the guidance of your own heart, what you love, from a childlike perception that I can be and do anything, then you have the opportunity to break a box of thought and truly leap off of an old platform and ascend to a place that not only will serve your greatest happiness, but will offer others an invitation to trust the yearnings of their heart. All right, let's go on to angel reading number 2. In the foundational position, we have the angel Caressa and we have the horse. In the opportunity or the obstacle, we have Archangel Uriel and the burden card. In the angel's advice, we have Seraphina and the Lady of the Lake. And in the final position, the final outcome, we have Rochelle and the Swan. This starts off a little bit challenging for those of you that picked angel reading number 2. There is a certain culmination of something. Something is coming to an end to facilitate a new beginning. And it's going to require going in a new direction. And Caressa says that while you go through this closing of a chapter, to call upon God and the angels to help comfort and guide you and to help keep you on track about what it is you really want, because there is a reason why you are culminating this cycle and moving in a new direction. And part of it is because you have been burdened with anger or frustration or a lack of cooperation in your experience. This is your opportunity and or your obstacle. Archangel Uriel refers to anger, frustration, and unforgiveness, and the burden of what that focus creates. So as you move into a new direction, you know, when I say the end of a life cycle, it doesn't necessarily mean a physical ending. It doesn't mean you're moving from one location to another. You may just find out that your anger and frustration at a situation is just burning up your own life. And that no matter how frustrated and angry you are, and no matter how right you may be about the situation, it's still just eating up your life. Because in the angel's advice, is the Lady of the Lake asking you to have the courage, the self-respect, the responsibility to dig to the deepest truth in order to create new happy dynamics in your life. And one of the things that humans have a tendency to fear is that they are so powerful as their co-creators in their life. And we fear that because when we start to create crap, we don't like it. And how did I do that? I didn't want that physical diagnosis. I didn't want that financial burden. But if we look for what the challenge has to offer us in the way of resources, in the way of tenacity, in the way of discipline, and a willingness to persevere beyond, then those challenges are invaluable. Because the challenge for you, those of you that picked angel reading number 2, is to honor and follow the guidance of your heart and allow yourself this transformation from the ugly duckling to the swan. And it's not going to come because something in the material world has confirmed that you will be successful. It's going to come because you've chosen to go in a new direction emotionally. You've chosen to let go of some sort of frustration or anger that's literally been blocking your progress. And as you've realized that you are the participant through your frustration, that as you surrender, maybe the timing was off. Maybe, let's say you're a person who's wanted to start a family and you're thinking to yourself, I can't get pregnant, or my wife can't get pregnant. And you don't realize that the soul of the child is also creating this experience. And if for some reason the astrological dynamics are too heavy, too intense, too challenging, the soul may wait. So opening up your perception, opening up your perspective, and staying true to your heart without pushing too hard will allow for this transformation where you will see beauty where there always was beauty, rather than something that was distasteful, because this is an opportunity as well as an obstacle. You have an opportunity to see where frustration pulls your focus into a lane that does not serve the outcome you want. All right, let's go on to angel reading number 3. In the angels are in our foundational position, we have the butterfly and the angel ray. In the opportunity and or the obstacle position, we have Bridget and the truth card. In the angel's advice, we have the forgiveness card and Archangel Gabriel. And in the final position, we have Fiona and the disruption card. This is a little bit challenging. I'm not going to say it isn't, because there's a period of incubation. There's a period where the caterpillar goes through a death in order to become the butterfly. We have some astrological dynamics. One of them is Pluto, the planet that rules death and rebirth, that rules transformation, that rules lots of challenging dynamics. It also rules power and control. And I believe that there will be something that comes to the surface, something that has been hidden in the dark, that has the opportunity to create real beauty if you're willing to connect with spirit, to see how, as you've transformed beyond this, your true connection, your true power, your true opportunity to co-create is with your connection to spirit and your willingness to dig deep as to what it is you want. The planet Pluto rules the unseen. It rules what's hidden underneath the plumbing, underneath the walls, inside it rules the anus. It rules where toxic waste is released, because I feel like Ray is asking you truly to connect, to see that sometimes that manure is the very fertilizer that brings the beauty to the garden. And if you never walked through that stinky road, you would not experience that beauty, because I believe that at this time you're going through an opportunity to dig deeper into what your real truth is and what it is that you really want to experience. And as you do that, Archangel Gabriel is working with you to help alleviate any insecurities you have, any loops you have in your mind that are telling you you cannot, or that you cannot experience love, or you cannot achieve. And for whatever reason, you're too young, you're too old, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too pretty, you're too ugly, whatever the story is, because there's a reconciliation that will come as a result of you being aware of the lies that you tell yourself, that you're not worthy, that you don't deserve, that you've already worked so hard in this job. Let's say you're one of those people that, every 10, 15, 20 years, there's a big marker in the company that gives you money. And, you're at 22 years and you're saying, okay, I'm going to wait till I'm 25 years so I get this. Make sure that's really what you want, digging deeper. Will the money and the time be there at the same juncture? Because Fiona is saying that God and the angels are here to help you, and it may come through a disruption. It may come through something where inadvertently you've been calling for a bigger experience. So let me just kind of give you a scenario. Let's say, again, you've worked for the same job, it's some sort of corporate job, or it's a job that's with a big company, and there are markers of achievement, milestones of financial reward, and you are striving towards that. And here it is, you've worked, 22 years and you're just burnt out. You're like, I don't know. But the part of you is saying, just stay the 3 more years, stay the 3 more years. You'll get another $2,000 a month or $2,000 a year. It's time to really dig deep with spirit and tell spirit and yourself, what is that time worth to you? What do you want to do with that time? And will you be in shape to enjoy that time? Because it's time to get down to a deeper truth. I used to say to them, I'm going to be 62 in a couple of weeks. And there came a point when I said, if I don't start being me now, when will I? And that was somewhere in my mid-40s. And by my mid-50s, I was much more ready to claim it. I didn't know exactly how I would look in this transformation, but I could tell, and I could give spirit an idea of how I would feel about myself. I would feel valuable. I would feel a sense of freedom. I would feel a sense of thriving within my own physical experience. And I had to go through a major disruption in some respects for me to claim that space and for spirit to give me a new experience. So for those of you that picked angel reading number 3, you have an opportunity for great transformation coming up. You may find some disruption is the precursor for that transformation. But as you dig deep into what you really want to experience in the way of your own thriving, and you ask yourself the deeper questions if you have been thriving or surviving. So if you've just been surviving, it's time to thrive. All right, guys, that's it for now. My name is Teri Hunter. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my information is below in the description, and I'll be back with next month's Heavenly Horoscopes for October 2021. Have a great week, everybody. Peace out.